Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to try something a little bit different. I'm going to do a little cooking segment. It's not really cooking, I'm going to show you guys how to cut a piece of coho up for sashimi. That's our favorite way of eating coho. They're such a tasty fish, no point in ruining it with cooking. So I hope you enjoy it, and here goes nothing. I don't know how to do cooking videos. Let's see how it goes. So this is what we have today. Piece of coho, vacuum packed, and that was caught on September 17th. It's highly recommended that you freeze coho before consuming it for sashimi. It kills any parasites or bacteria that might be living in the fish. These Better River fish are so clean, I've never found a single worm in them, but that's what's recommended, so that's what we do. I always freeze it for about a week at -20. Alright, so here we have the fillet unpackaged and washed off. First thing I do is put it on a paper towel, which makes cleaning the cutting board a lot easier. And then I just pat it dry. To get good sashimi fish, you need to really take good care of it at the river. If you leave your fish marinating in the river for 6 hours and then take it home in a black garbage bag and you expect it to taste good, well, it just won't. So first thing I do is I take off any little scraps of white sinewy bits. There is no wrong way to cut sushi. I'm definitely not like a Japanese trained chef or anything. The main thing is that the meat be clean and that the end result is appetizing. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out the Y bones. So the Y bones is this row right here. You see the white little tips? You can feel them with your finger. And it's just like filleting. I cut gently down one side of these bones. If your knife is too sharp, it'll go right through the bones. So in this case, it's actually better to have a knife that isn't quite razor sharp. And if you're just going to end up on the wrong side of them, you can always go back and get them on the right side of things. And the Y bones go just at a slight angle towards the back of the fish, or towards what is the top of the fish when it's swimming. And once I get to the skin, I flip it around. Just cut along the skin. You don't actually want to cut too terribly close to the skin. There's a small layer of fat there, and you want to take all that fat off to make it into a sashimi fish. So you see this little bit of brown fat right here? That has to come off. You want your fish to look clean and appetizing, and it's that brown layer that gives it kind of a fishy taste, and it's also kind of tough and chewy. So I just clean that up. It isn't wasted. I have a cat that just loves eating these little scraps. Usually he's waiting around begging for it, but today he's outside hunting something. So this top piece, that's what I call the loin. That's my favorite piece to eat. Not because it tastes better, but it just has kind of a really nice texture to it. Okay, and so I'll flip it around so you guys can see. So the Y bones are right here. You can just trim off a tiny little piece here. So what you do is you kind of go behind the Y bones, and you see how they all pop out. very little meat. It's a super thin piece. So my next cut is down the lateral line. So the lateral line is where all the nerves go from the spine to the outside of the fish. And then I kind of peel the fish open and I cut along the fat. Close to the skin, you can just come back and clean it up. But this is good to go. Just a little light bone here. The rest of it is pretty straightforward. Again, I'm not trying to push too hard to get super close to the skin. So there, you can cut that into sashimi, or these make really good. I slice this up to make really good sized pieces for sushi rolls. So that's actually what I'm going to do with this. Slice it like that. This is a perfect piece to make into a sushi roll. There's another one. And then the rest, I'm just going to fry up with the rest of our fish sticks. The belly meat is more fatty. And for some types of sushi, some people really like that fatty taste. I prefer that part fried. Sushi chef somewhere is probably laughing at me because they do all this in like a minute. 1 minute versus 5 minutes, really. Oh my gosh. I'm just going to clean this up a little bit. The cat gets these little pieces. So now I see I can just roll that up. Board is clean, straight in the green bin. And so this loin piece, stick it on here, and I'm going to cut it so that I'm going kind of, you see how this grain goes this way? I'm going to cut it at a bit of an angle, so I'm cutting across all that grain. It doesn't really matter, but it gives it a more beautiful texture. Coho is an excellent sashimi fish. For somebody who doesn't eat a lot of sashimi, they will not be able to tell the difference between this and sockeye. If you eat sockeye on a regular basis, yeah, you'll be able to tell that it's slightly different. But some people actually prefer it. When I serve coho and sockeye on the same plate, some people will pick the coho and some people will pick the sockeye. And there you go. That's it. Sashimi. So there you have the finished product. Coho sashimi, a little bit of white pickled ginger, a little bit of wasabi, some soy sauce, and you're good to go. This would be a fairly expensive dinner at a restaurant.